Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over here at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on Hey, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is a gun that is currently in production under import but has been around for years. That gun is the model 206 Rock Island 38 caliber revolver. Now, the 206 in its current, this is what it currently is, and this is the current configuration of this gun that's being imported now. This is just a basic, standard, straightforward 38 caliber 6-shot revolver in 38 special. It has a lot of the attributes, and you can tell by looking at it pretty simply that it is, and get it out of the shadow, that it is a pretty good copy of a Colt Diamondback 38 Special. It cylinder turns in the same direction as the Colt. The lockup and the cylinder latch is the same configuration. The barrel is very similar. Now, the barrels on these guys, when they first come out about 25 years ago, they actually had a vent rib on them. They made them in a 2-inch and a 4-inch barrel, and they had a shrouded ejector rod and vent rib arrangement on there that was very similar. I mean, just looked just like a Colt Diamondback. The lockup, it has the same style of lockups, the same type of cylinder lock, which you've got this plunger here and a recess in the cylinder face mechanism here, just like a Colt. They manufactured this, and Colt made them quit back when Colt was a real gun company and a real manufacturing company, not what they are today, which is just the Colt brand name, which is handed around from one gun company to a next under copyright until a registered trademark that's for sale on the open market. And basically, Colt is currently, in the past few years, been passed around like a joint at a Grateful Dead concert. You know, from one firearms manufacturing concern to another. Open up, make Colt again. But they sued them back in the day and made them quit making this to a certain extent. But now, they're pretty much, for the past few years, they've been around again. The 4-inch version of this gun actually looks like a Colt Viper. You know, it looks like a Colt Viper. It looks like the 6-shot, you know, 4-inch barrel, small frame. It looks like a Colt Viper. We're going to shoot this old gun here and just see how it's going to work for us. I've owned 1 or 2 of these in the past, and they were, you know, pretty good guns. So we're going to load this guy up and see how it goes. We've got PPU 38 Special 158 grain semi-wad cutter. That's this guy. Now, why would they make a semi-wad cutter bullet? Well, I'll tell you why. A wad cutter is completely flat, even with the mouth of the case. It's that way so that when you shoot a paper target with it, the paper target can be easily scored when it breaks a line or comes close to breaking a line and would be counted as the next higher scoring ring. You know, you can easily tell it. A semi-wad cutter is made that way so that this little shoulder on the bullet down here will cut the paper cleanly and have some more bullet out here on the end of it to make it easier and faster to load with speed loaders. That's why we have semi-wad cutter ammunition. There's no other real reason for it. All right, now let's give this thing a try. Let's get her galotted here. This holds 6. This gun comes from us from Apache Armaments over in Lebanon, Kentucky, by way of Caney Fork Sportsman Center in Somerset. Okay, we got her loaded up here. Let's try for some accuracy on this guy. So we'll go single action and see if we can't just establish what kind of accuracy we have. Gutter sights with a pretty nice front sight blade on it. See what kind of trigger we got. No, it can't be that far off. All right, let's try this again. Woof. Well, it looks like we're out. All right. There's. I can see them from here. Let's shoot 6 more and see just exactly. Shoot 6 on. Let's shoot 6 on double action. See if we can get a little bit further down the road. It's on the paper, but it's high and at 11 o'clock. All right, here we go. Yeah. Oh, that's a little better. That's a little better. Smoky. All right. There we go. Let's try some. Let's go there and see what the accuracy looks like. Let's see. We're shooting at this guy. I run out of police silhouette targets, so I had to come up with something. My first 6 was all of these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The following 6 on double action were a little bit better. That looks like 2 for sure, or keyhole, one of the 2. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's a strange phenomena. Single action, you think you'd shoot more accurately. But they're all on the paper at 15 yards. So we might flip this thing around down here and give it an old 7-yard test and see how it does at 7. That's not a bad idea. Let's do that. I'll flip that guy around right there so you can see down range. And go down here and try this guy at 7 yards and see if we can do a little bit better with it. It's a 2-inch barrel revolver. It's not exactly, you know, I've always said, if you have a 2-inch barrel gun, it doesn't matter if it's a 380 or a 38 special, typically it's a 7-yard gun. So let's shoot this guy right quick. I got a great idea. Let's put on some ear mufflers. All right, let's give it a try. 7-yard line. Seven-yard line, a little bit better. It's hard. Oh yeah, 7's a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7's a little bit better. So, you know, I've always said 2-inch barrel revolver, typically a 7-yard or less gun, defensive gun. Get out there and win a shooting competition with it? Probably not. Defend yourself with it? Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be able to do that. You're within that. These guns are at new retail at new retail, they're somewhere around $225. Okay. I think one company sells them for $189. You know, the actual East Coast importer, which is Center Power Systems right up the road. They occasionally have these for sale for the $189, $199 range, and most other sellers at retail have it somewhere around $225. $225 for a 6-shot 38 special revolver that you can defend yourself with, probably a pretty good deal. And these guys have been around for a long time, and Rock Island is a very acceptable company. They're Philippine. I don't like foreign-made guns all that well, but I accept Rock Island more on a political standpoint than anything, because, you know, they were one of our occupied allies, one of our occupied territories during World War II, and suffered horribly under occupation. And I felt very badly about that. And you know, I'm pro-Philippine stuff, and I'm pro-Philippine gun. They make the best .45 automatics in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, the old Rock Island Armory. 206 38 special revolver, kind of a Colt Clone. Just an outstanding little gun. I mean, you know, it's not a Colt. It's not a Smith & Wesson 2-inch 19. It's probably not a Smith & Wesson 10.5, but it is a good gun, and it works, and it is very acceptable. All right, that's about the size of that. I like to take, share, fire, commentate, and some scribble. If you like my content and appreciate my work, drop me an old bucket, drop me $1 in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door, and if not, I'll keep making content for you anyway. All right then, we'll see y'all.